Greetings everybody, I'm Lobo and welcome to episode 93 of my Minecraft survival series. We are back at our city entrance once again today because we got some work to do. Of course, last episode we went ahead and worked on the exterior walls of this place, got those kind of, the way they should be with our phases of the moon up at the top, We got our crescent moon, our half moon, our gibbous moon, and our full moon right over the entranceway over there. And if we actually make our way to the entrance, you will also notice that our bridge is out. I had to take part of it out to get the screenshot for last episode, which means that we're gonna probably just ender pearl across because I'm not gonna rebuild this thing because this is not like how the bridge is actually gonna be. So now we have this whole interior which needs to be done, and I think the first thing we're gonna do is actually get some walls up. Now you guys have seen me build walls in the past few episodes. You have seen me build walls, and you know that I don't really go too deeply into it because that's something we did early on in the series, and I don't like to repeat myself too much. So at this point, I'm gonna call Watchdog out here. We're gonna put on a little bit of music. We're gonna get some of these walls built, and then we'll meet up after that and kind of plan out how the interior of this place is gonna be. And welcome back everybody. Too far. We've got some walls built in here now, and it's a good start. It's a good solid start, but we're not done with the walls quite yet because I want more walls in here, but instead of going up, they're going to actually be going down. And I'll kind of explain more about that in just a minute. But what I want to do is get a walkway that goes from this door to this door over here. So we're not worried about any elevation changes as of right now. What we do want to do is get in the shape of our walkway that's going to be on this floor level, right? And what I'm thinking we do is kind of replicate the edge of this circle to make kind of a crescent moon type shape. So this would be, I think, 9. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we go 3, right? 1, 2, 3, and then it's 2 2s. Like that, and then it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll just go 2 2 2 2, 1 2 3, and then we'll carry this all the way back to the wall over here. And this side sticks out more, so it's not going to be like perfectly symmetrical. But that's fine. I think this actually works for us because, things are a little offset here. I don't perfectly plan out my builds. I don't measure them out. I just kind of eyeball them, and they're, for the most part, pretty much improvised, aside from the planning I do minutes before or hours before I start filming the episode. But yeah, that gives us kind of a crescent moon shape in here, which is exactly what we want, and this is going to be basically the floor of this area at that same level. Now, this side, on the other hand, this side is going to go down deep. And that's what we're going to work in, some of the depth, some of the details, some of the more fun stuff of this build is, down in the deeper areas. But what I want to do first is just go ahead and kind of get the railing in place, get this main part of the floor in place, and yeah, I'll be back with you guys in just a minute. And now that we got our railings in, I think it's time to go ahead and get in a rough floor. A rough floor is all I'm looking for right now. And I think what we're going to do is use spruce slabs to get our rough floor in. And I think we're going to use the same trick for the lighting here as well, with glowstone under spruce trapdoors. So yeah, what I want to do is go ahead and get this in place. And it's going to be very simple for right now, but we may change it up a bit later. We may add some more detail to the ground, change up the blocks that we're using. We may, I don't know, if we want to make it more earthy, we can add some dirt and stuff in here. If we want to, do other stuff, we can, just figure that out as we go along. But right now, I just want to get like a pretty simple type of floor in here, just get going with it. Now, jumping ahead a little bit, we got the floor in place and the lighting, and I tried to stick with like the contours of the moon shape right here with the lighting. But ended up looking kind of like a banana. Like if you look at the lighting, just like the lighting, you can kind of see like the ghost shape of a banana in there, which is kind of funny. It's kind of funny. It's an interesting design choice. As I said, we're gonna change up the floor. Like we're gonna add different blocks and stuff in here, and there's gonna be actual stuff going on in here. Like I think we're gonna have like merchants selling stuff in this area. We're gonna have like carts and stuff that vendors are bringing in from out of town. And yeah, I think overall this place is gonna look pretty cool when we're actually done with it. But we're not working on, all this stuff today. We're not working on, that's all detail stuff. That's all fun stuff. And we're not here for fun today. We're here to work. So we got some more work to actually do over here. Now, what I'm planning for this area, I told you we're going down pretty deep over here, but we need a way to access this. So what I'm thinking is we go ahead and make an entryway to this area on this wall over here. So you would have to, to access this area, you can't access it from the main, as soon as you enter the city. You would have to enter the farming district first, and then you would have to come into this area. So what we're gonna do, let me go ahead and just kind of make a little walkway across here so we can see how you actually get in here. Yeah, I think from this area right here, this is gonna be where our doorway is, our entryway into the lower levels of the grand rotunda, our grand entrance, rotunda basically, which is, when you think about it, pretty similar to, the way our rotunda is set up in the business district. It's just that this is going to be slightly larger. So after looking at this for a few minutes, I think I know how we can make this work. So our path right here, we're just going to divert it so it leads to the entryway, right? And then once we come through this entryway, we're going to have our stairs that lead down into the bottom part of the rotunda. And now what I'm thinking we do is, as far as the stairs go, we're just going to come down off the sides here is what my first idea was, is we come down the sides. And we have a stairway that kind of, takes you down to the bottom areas, right? Let me go ahead and get rid of this. I'm thinking we might want the stairs kind of thin, and we might want them to also hug the wall as we're going down here. So the stairs will kind of curve around like this, and I think that might actually look pretty cool. But there is another option I was kind of kicking around, and that's like if we spiraled the stairs out more towards the center and didn't hug the wall, like we spiraled them out towards the beacon right here and had kind of another offset circle-ish shape in here. I think that might look pretty neat design-wise. It'd be a little harder to pull off, but now that I told you guys that, I kind of want to do it. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. But before we get to any of that stuff, we first need to give ourselves a little bit of room to work here. Now, as far as how deep we're going to go, I think we're going to take the height of our wall and pretty much do the same thing going downward. So roughly 12 blocks down is how far we're going to go. And I've currently taken out 3 levels, so we got a little bit more to go here. But we got our haste beacon, and I got time. So we're going to go ahead and start digging and clear out some of this dirt, some of this rock, and maybe some of these witches as well, and zombies. I don't know where those guys are because this place is pretty well lit up. Even the caves beneath us. And I don't even think this is a cave. No, this is not a cave. Yeah, I have no idea where those guys are. Anyway, that's beside the point. We got some digging to do. Now, as far as how big we want this area to be, I was thinking about, leaving the area that goes down, like our bottom level, roughly the size of the area that's not our walkway, right? But no, I think we're actually going to go beneath our walkway and make this lower level the full area of the city entrance rotunda. So you see, I've got the outline of our full circle carved out here. So yeah, we're going to take out a little bit more land than I was initially expecting to. Which is, it wasn't the original plan because, I wanted to get this done sooner, but I think just considering that this is Luna's grand entrance, we want it to be as grand as it should be, right? So if we were building this city, which we are, we would want new visitors to this city. We would want new people coming into the city to get as grand a welcome as possible. And we want them to be impressed the second they step foot into our city. So yeah, I think we're going to have to go pretty big with this. And yeah, I think it's going to look neat overall. It's definitely going to add a whole lot more to this build than what just having like the, that one area would have. And it looks like we got our first mob spawn of the dig. Mr. Zombie, would you like to say anything to the folks at home? No? Okay. No. Go away. Okay. Yeah, we got this, we're digging underneath this now, so we got some dark areas now. I've been pretty good at sleeping through the night now that I don't have Watchdog keeping me up at all hours. But yeah, I really wish I knew where that witch was. I'm sure we're gonna come across her at some point, because she is really annoying. I could really use some help here. If you, I know you like dirt. I mean, you're just gonna walk away from me like that. Come on, I could really use your help here. Excuse me? Why don't you say that to my face? You gotta have fun with this stuff, right? We got the Enderman over here now who refuses to, go away. Okay. This might have been a bad idea. Now I got too far away and there's spiders over here. Go away, Mr. Spider. Okay. Every time I leave this area, I just went to put some stuff into storage. Every time I leave this area, we get more and more mobs spawning down here. And the skeleton just shot the creeper and we got a record. We got a record. Go away. Go away. I want to, go away. Yeah, and you're back for more too? Take that. Go. All right. Yeah, every time I have to leave this area to go put stuff into storage, I come back down here and there's just like at least 3 or 4 mobs waiting for me. It's not cool. Okay, so I guess he's not coming back. He's not coming back. And this witch is still around here somewhere. She's driving me crazy. But we did get the mall disc, and that's pretty cool. As far as our Enderman, we now know where he teleported to. He is actually sitting right up there on top of our city wall. He's looking off into the distance, looking off into the horizon, contemplating his life choices. So we're going to leave him alone for right now and let him think about what he's done for a little while, I think after a good night's rest, we'll all feel better about this. So I think this is as far down as we need to go. We've effectively doubled the height of this building, from the inside at least, And I think that looks pretty cool. We still have these mobs. And the thing is, I don't want the mobs around here. I don't want to hear mob sounds when I come in this area, and I haven't come across them yet. But I think I have an idea where they might be. So we're going to experiment around with that real quick. Because, like, if you notice, it gets very loud here in the center. So they're not hiding within the walls. Where I think they are is actually somewhere around right here. This is where it's loudest, okay? So yeah, I think they're probably like just beneath the floor here. Yeah, there they are. See, we opened up a little cave, it looks like. So yeah, let's go ahead and take care of these guys because I don't want to hear their noises every time I come down here. I was not expecting a creeper. Did not hear the creeper. No, Witch needs to go first before she starts throwing stuff, and then you can go as well. Okay. All right, so yeah, there we go. We're good. Now, I'm going to go ahead and line the floor here with grass for the time being, but there's going to be more variety in the blocks down here, but I do know it's going to be very nature-like down here in this area. Kind of like how, our Rotunda, the business district, if you remember that build, it's got like kind of a park at the bottom of it, right? Like, grass and the fountain and everything like that. I want to do the same thing down here, just on a larger scale. So I'm thinking custom trees and, all that kind of stuff. But right now, I just want to get a good base in here to work with. And that should pretty much take care of that. So while we're waiting for this grass to grow, I think we should probably take some time and figure out the layout of this room. Now, this area is pretty deep so far, but I want it to look even deeper. So I think what we're going to do is try to work some forced perspective in here. And what I mean by that is I want like the area down here, when you're up at the top looking down at it, I want it to look a little bit deeper than it is. So how we're going to accomplish that is we're actually going to narrow it down a little bit. Like for instance, like right here, these walls, instead of going straight down, we're going to kind of stair step them out, maybe twice, and then put our walls in 2 blocks from the edges, because a smaller diameter circle is going to look further away than one of, larger diameter. And this should give you a little better idea of where our walls are actually going to sit now that we have like kind of the outline of them in and we can just build up. And I'm not actually building the walls today. We built enough walls today. I'm not doing any more right now. I'm not going to burn myself out on walls. What we're going to do right now is kind of just figure out like the layout of this room, how everything is going to be. And I think the best place to start would be with our stairs. Now, I was initially planning on running them off of the side of this little platform right here, but the thing is our pillar right there, our wall is actually going to come up right here, which is not going to work. That's just simply not going to work for us. So what we need to do, I think, is come off the front right here and actually kind of, you know, turn it to the left and then kind of circle it around in there. Now, it's going to be a little weird getting this thing built. I'm not really sure like how, you know, we're going to make this like swoop on like out this way and then swoop on down through here and then ultimately end right here, you know? So I think the best way to do this would probably be to kind of rough it out with some temporary blocks. And what I mean by that is we're just going to lay down some dirt right here and kind of get the rough shape of what our stairway is going to look like. And then we're going to kind of just build it out a little bit more. Just try to, you know, get the general shape right because, you know, we can add a whole bunch of blocks. We can take a whole bunch of blocks away easily doing this and just kind of get the shape right before we actually put in any permanent blocks. That way we're not, you know, building and tearing down over and over again with our permanent blocks because, you know, the thing is when you start putting the permanent blocks in, it's actually hard to tear it down. You know, once you get those blocks in, you want to try to make them work. And with dirt, like getting this all done with dirt, blocks are going to come out anyway. You know, you don't feel as bad about tearing those blocks out, which is what is most likely going to happen many times over as I try to get this shape in here. Now, I've gone ahead and laid down slabs over the paths that we made, but it's still not quite right. What I want to do is kind of, you know, reshape this a little bit so that way it looks a little bit better. Now that we got, you know, our stairs in and they're actually traversable, I want to try to make it look a little bit better. And I think what we're going to have to do is kind of do some measurements. Now, I'm kind of centering this on that missing slime block right there. And which is, where's that? That's right here on this block. So that means that over here, I'm going to want to take out 2 of these and we're going to go ahead and block those off. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do something like that. And then this one has to go as well. So we'll do that right there. And I think that's going to be a little bit better shape for us. Yeah, like that. All right, so there's some missing slabs in here, but, you know, we're kind of getting the shape in and I'm just kind of going through and seeing everything, you know, slowly making it work, you know? It takes time to do this stuff, but we're just going to keep going at it until we get what we actually want to get out of this thing. So I think I've just about got this to where I want it to be. Right now, it's a matter of replacing our temporary blocks with their permanent counterparts, you know? And right now I'm just replacing those dirt blocks we had with andesite, polished andesite, that we're going to sit our rails on top of. So I just want to make sure everything is at the right height, that we have this whole thing kind of outlined and that we're going to be able to have rails along all of our stairs. You need to go away. All right, just go back over there for a little bit. So which means we need to get rid of this one. We need to replace that with this right here. And then we need to replace this one with another andesite down here. And then we can sit our rails right on top of that. So I think this is what our stair set is, you know, going to look like pretty much. There's still work to be done, obviously. But I think we should have a pretty good idea. Let me do a little bit more and then we'll come back and have a look at it. Now, I probably should have saved this part to the end, but since I did get our railings in here and I told you guys that we're going to have a look at it, let's go ahead and have a look at it as it sits right now. But we're going to add some more stuff in here before the end of today's episode because there's still at least one more thing I want to take care of. So let's go ahead and start popping up here and we'll get a look at what this shape looks like going down in here. Now, I want our designs to be more intricate, especially when viewed from above, because eventually, you know, we're going to get Elytra and we're going to be flying over our city. And I want it to, you know, I want some areas to look cool and have like cool shapes to them. And I think this is going to be one of those areas. Now, I know you guys, a lot of you guys have been asking me when I'm going to get Elytra and go to the end and all that stuff. The answer is eventually. You know, we're not quite ready for that yet because there's still a lot of stuff that I want to accomplish before we actually do that, you know? So, you know, don't be in a rush. We're going to be here for a long time. We got a lot of stuff. We're going to be in this world for quite a while. We're going to have the Elytra for a long time in this world, even if we get it, you know, 50 episodes from now. You know, this world is going to be going on for a while. Yeah, noises. Now, because I don't plan stuff out properly, I did not leave myself enough room to build a beacon fountain in here, and I do want a beacon fountain that's very similar to the other beacon fountains we have around the city. So I think what we're going to do, instead of making a smaller fountain, what we're going to do is go deeper so that way we can have a full-size fountain in here. So we're going to have pretty much a circular shape that's going to go down to where we're going to have our circular-ish shaped fountain in here in the middle of the series of like rounded circular shapes. So yeah, I mean, this could only really benefit us, right? Right? I hope. Woohoo! Splash. All right. So yeah, this is not actually working out the way I, imagined it would, because like with the way our stairs are run, it's going to be very difficult to, get this to look right, to make it look supported. So I had another idea. What I think we could do here, a lot of what I do is improvisation, and, kind of fixing mistakes I made. But what I think we could do here is maybe just bring this inward, kind of like this. We'll go these right here like that and kind of work in this shape along our walls. That way we can actually have more ground to walk on up here and we can look down on our fountain. We're going to have railings right here so we won't actually be able to access it, which may actually be a good thing is what I'm thinking, because some of the open fountains we have, villagers like to climb on in there. Villagers, they like to splash around on in there, and it's very difficult to get them out sometimes. So yeah, I mean, I feel like this is probably the way to go about this, and hopefully it turns out okay. We'll see in a few minutes. I want to finish getting these stairs in along the walls here, and I don't know, we'll check it out. All right, so with just the stairs in here, it looks a little gray, it looks a little blessed, so I think we need a little bit of color in here. So what I'm going to do is add some bushes, because that helps everything. Just pretty up this area a little bit, and in fact, what we could do to add even more color, I'm thinking, is maybe waterlog this bottom set of stairs. And it might be smart to do that before we get these bushes in. So let me try that real quick. We'll see how that looks. So a little tip for you, if you plan on doing any waterlogged blocks in your own builds, a little tip that I've learned that helps tremendously is don't do what I'm doing. Don't use a bucket, don't go and individually waterlog each block, because this gets a little tedious. What is a better way to do this is to actually go ahead and take, that is our creeper cave. This is not the best place to show you this example. Let's go ahead and close this back up and we'll move on over here. And the better way to do this is to actually put your water down first. So if we clear out this area right here, if we imagine there's nothing built there yet, we take our bucket, we just put our water down, and we make these all source blocks, just like, let me get one more, just like this. Then that will turn to all source blocks, and then you put your blocks that you want waterlogged down inside of them. They're already pre-waterlogged for you. You don't have to worry about anything. You can just build right over top of them. We're not doing that because I don't feel like taking all my stairs back out. We're going the long way with this. But yeah, that is a little tip for you guys. I accidentally waterlogged this stair, but you know what? I like the way it looks. I think this is what Bob Ross would call a happy little accident right here. Because yeah, I never even thought of this. It's never even crossed my mind. Could we waterlog this without having it like go crazy and like run? I don't know. Let's see. Yes, we can. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Happy little accident right here. But yeah, we can definitely add a little bit more to our fountain doing this, which I think is pretty neat. I mean, I don't know if we'll keep it, but yeah, we're definitely going to put it in here and have a look at it once we're done getting all the rest of the water and bushes and stuff in. So I think that should pretty much take care of our little fountain area, and I think that's looking pretty cool. It's got a lot more color in there now. It looks a lot better than it did before with just the stairs along the sides. Yeah, I'm liking that. I am liking that a lot. We made it a little bit fancier than our other fountains. We got the waterlogged, areas around the sides here. We got sea lanterns in the middle instead of glowstone. So it looks a little bit fancier, and this is our city entrance. It could stand to be a little bit fancier. We're a little bit richer now than we were before. It's almost nighttime, so, I kind of wanted to wait and see how this thing looks all lit up at night. And yeah, I'm really liking that. I am really liking that right now. But of course, we're not done. There's still a lot of work to be done in here. A lot of work. But we don't have time to do any of that today because I'm just about out of time for filming this episode. Well, I had a lot of fun today, guys. I hope you did too. Let me actually back up into the light here so I get some light on me. There we go. That's looking much better. All right, so if you have enjoyed this episode, please feel free to hit that little thumbs up button. That would mean a whole lot to me. And if you want to see more, please remember to subscribe. But as always, I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I deeply appreciate it. And until next time, I am Lobo, and I will see you guys later.